Hook is a piece of shit. And then somebody tweeted this. Some woman. I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack. Oh wait, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you. Tony Brown. But who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh, but
actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
so follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking.
We actually follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff.
Decision.
It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
Switch. What?
This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest. You almost didn't.
Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right. Next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay. Why do people happy? KW, LOLW, XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a normal.
No, dude, we're gonna do a fatal 4-way. Poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking bits.
Damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says Justice on it. and then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your bald ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm Please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the godfather of soul sweating in a drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you. Tony Brown, but who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it. Oh,
but
actually,
hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season, actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
so follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking.
We actually follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at.
You guys just speak real quick so I make sure it's getting caught.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. It's Wednesday,
Can you
guys.
hear me?
You know what that means. It is time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection Twitch and YouTube. Once again, live. To be honest, where I like to be, because we don't have any time restrictions, we don't have much of a cursing restriction. Even though we don't have too much of a cursing restriction down on the sports hit list, I love dropping my F-bombs every few and so on here on the platforms. Today we have a very stacked card of Dynamite to talk about. We also got some news to talk about. For once, not a shit ton of news that is groundbreaking, thank God. I didn't have to keep my finger to Sean Ross's pulse for a week. I am so happy about that. Yeah, as always, I'm here joined by my illustrious panel of co-hosts. To my right, we have the better mic of the sports hit list. Actually, I'm gonna call you just Mr. Marathon. That'll be your new name for the hit list. There you go.
I like that. All right.
Call you Mr. Marathon.
I do have one in the bag, so.
I got a low. That is.
Was I too high?
No, I'm not. Just Discord itself is overall just beefy McBeef. And down below we have the goon himself, Christian. I talk way too much on this show. We do a lot of stuff here and there. So yeah, also I decided to switch over to wireless headphones for today's broadcast instead of having wired ones. Also, I'm wearing my Hangman Bullet Club shirt because today is the 10th anniversary of the Bullet Club. It is Bullet Club Day. So, I guess before we dive into the show, we'll also talk about Bullet Club, or even after the show, we'll talk about Bullet Club for a bit and kind of where pro wrestling would be without them. So, Christian, you are the news guy. You have everything up. Give us the rundown.
Yeah. So mostly as it actually was kind of a somewhat smaller news week this week. We had the WWE draft. That went down. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. It's a WWE draft that happens every other year. Noticeable
free agent.
call-ups: Grayson Waller, Von Wagner.
Pretty Deadly is not dead.
Pretty Deadly is up there. Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, Odyssey Jones, which is actually pretty cool to see because he's from around our area. From Coram, Long Island, New York.
That's fine.
Yep. Grayson Waller, and Indy Harwell, JD McDonough, Zoe Stark. They're like the bigger ones. But yeah, I'm happy to see them on the main roster. Hopefully they succeed. But yeah, that's really all I say about the draft because that shit doesn't go into an effect until after the pay-per-view on Saturday.
I think we should mention the free agents. We've got
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler, Von Wagner. The only two names
Zion,
that stood out.
Zion Quinn, who is another call-up. Omos. Omos was one of them. Yeah, that's the only ones I remember. But yeah. Anyway, besides that, we had Trinity, the former Naomi. She has debuted for Impact Wrestling. She had a debut promo. It hasn't aired yet. It's gonna be airing tomorrow. She had a debut promo, and then they taped one match. She had a debut match against Kylan King, who we've seen before in AEW. She's one half of the Knockouts Tag Team Champions in Impact over there. But yeah. Very happy that she sucks. I mean, she landed somewhere. I mean, she did an interview yesterday on Busted Open talking about how it was like the lowest she's ever felt during the end of her WWE run. So
Keep on making this joke. I'm happy she
yeah.
landed somewhere, but damn, it sucks that she's retiring because she's in Impact.
Yeah. So, but I'm happy for her. I mean, there was another CM Punk appearance backstage at a wrestling event. Punk was at backstage playing Uno, at the Impact show.
He also is not
Also,
allowed backstage at a GCW show until he watches the
Rocky movies. But yeah, also Mercedes Moné was back there as well. So just to support Trinity. So I'm glad because hopefully because obviously New Japan and Impact have a very good working relationship. What we're about to get into here, I could very well see them doing a Trinity versus Mercedes Moné match in the very, very near future. That would be cool, full circle moment. But just speaking on that, we have New Japan Resurgence coming up, which actually has big implications when it comes to AEW as well. Because first off, there's going to be a women's tournament for the IWGP New Japan Strong Women's Championship. It's going to be a 4-woman tournament with a representative of AEW, Stardom, AAA, and basically just the indies, with not indies but like freelancers, which that's filled by Mercedes. But Mercedes will be the freelancer. She's going to be going up against Stephanie Vacquer, who's representing AAA, and then on the other side of the bracket we're having Momo Kogo from Stardom versus AEW's Willow Nightingale. So what I could see there is that tournament for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, the finals of what I hope it's probably, and what I hope it is, and what it's probably most likely going to be, because the biggest match you could do here is Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale, for the inaugural New Japan Strong Women's Championship. And with that, because Mercedes probably is going to win that. When Mercedes wins that, they could do a thing. When Trinity finally wins the Knockouts Championship, they could have them wrestle each other. And I think this is a good way for Forbidden Door. You have the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, defended by Mercedes against somebody, maybe Jamie, maybe somebody else, and then you have the IWGP Women's Champion in Mayu Iwatani on the card. So you have 2 separate women's matches on the card already. So I think that's a smart thing. But yeah, anyway, also on that Resurgence card, they're gonna have Will Ospreay versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. The winner wrestles Lance Archer at Dominion in order to see who goes to Forbidden Door and wrestles Kenny Omega. So that's exciting. Also, Jon Moxley has been announced for that show. We don't know what he's going to be doing yet, but Mox will be on that Resurgence show. But besides that, we actually had my favorite New Japan announcement of the week. We had the lineup for the Best of the Super Juniors announced, both A and B block. It's not like the G1 where it was 4 different blocks, but it's the classic 2 blocks of 10. And starting off with the A block here, we have Kushida, Ryusuke Taguchi, Leo Rush, Doki, Hiromu Takahashi, Titan, TJP, Taiji Shimori, Joe, and the one I'm most excited for, Speedball Mike Bailey. He was my most wanted junior heavyweight for this tournament, and we got him. And in the B block, we have El Desperado, Yo, Master Wato, Kevin Knight, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Bushi, Robbie Eagles, Francesco Akira, Dan Maloney, and Clark Connors. So this looks like a fantastic lineup for the Best of the Super Juniors this year. I'm very excited to see this. If I had to make an early prediction of the finals, if it was up to me, it would be a final of Speedball Mike Bailey versus El Desperado with an El Desperado victory. But yeah, very very great lineup this year, and I'm excited. That's gonna kick off in 10 days on next Saturday on the 13th. So very excited for that one. And also today we had New Japan Wrestling Dontaku. I can't really speak on any of the matches because I've yet to watch the show, but we did have a notable title change with David Finlay defeating Tama Tonga for the Never Openweight Championship. We also had the return of El Fantasmo attacking David Finlay after. He has pink hair now. And he teased joining Hontai, which is basically when you're not in a faction in New Japan, you're basically in a faction. So like all the non-faction guys are basically their own faction. So he teased joining that. I don't know if that's just like a misdirection, and then he's gonna end up in AEW for a little bit doing Bullet Club Black and Gold stuff with Jay and Juice. So that throws a little monkey wrench into things what people were thinking about. So maybe there is a AEW talent that is going to join the Bullet Club Black and Gold side of things. But we don't know of that yet. But there was that. We also had another title change. Kikaleo defeated Kenta for the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. And we also had another title change, which was this guy. I mean, this is crazy. We had Strong Style, which is their little mini group consisting of El Desperado, Minoru Suzuki, and Ren Narita. They lost the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championships to Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. So Tanahashi, Ishii, and Okada are the trios champs in New Japan because they ain't doing shit right now. But the funny thing about it is, this is the first time in history that Okada has won a title that isn't one of the major singles titles in New Japan. So that's a cool piece of history there. And the main event was Sanada versus Hiromu Takahashi. Sanada defeated Hiromu Takahashi. And I've heard nothing but great things about this match. And after the match, they've been playing these vignettes for a long time of like these return or debut of a new wrestler. And it turned out to be the one I actually predicted, which is pretty cool. I predicted a while ago that it was going to be Yota Tsuji returning from Young Lion Excursion, which it turns out it was. And Yota Tsuji, the guy's already built like a brick shit house. When he came back from Excursion, I knew this guy was going to be a top guy. And that's exactly what's looking like. He reminds me so much of Shingo. But yeah, so Yota Tsuji's return. He attacked Sanada and the rest of the Just Five guys members. Also, he did this before he left the ring, so he just confirmed he's now the newest member of Los Ingobernables de Japón, which makes sense because he went on excursion to England, but he went on excursion to Mexico, which is where he wanted to be. So very, very cool stuff coming out of New Japan. And that's the last major thing to happen until the Best of the Super Junior starts. So it should be all junior heavyweight stuff for the rest of the month. And until we get into Dominion season, which it was also announced today that Moxley will be at Dominion. And the match will be it's going to be Okada, Ishii, and Tanahashi versus Moxley, Shota Umino, his son, and a mystery tag partner, and all that told me is that's definitely either Claudio, Danielson, or Yuta, or off chance of somebody else. I don't think it's Yuta because because I mean Yuta's already been to Japan. He was in the Best of the Super Juniors last year.
Mhm.
So I think they probably would have just announced Yuta. I really do think it's probably going to be Claudio. It's going to be Claudio.
I think they would say Brian for like
Yeah,
a
Brian will not be in a
like
trios.
yeah, they would save him for like a G1 or a wrestler.
Yeah, yeah. I really have a strong feeling it's probably going to be Claudio.
But
Also Claudio, Mox, and think of that shit there. Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii versus Claudio, Moxley, and Shooter. That's a hell of a matchup there. But yeah,
so
that's all the New Japan stuff. And we just had what? And the only thing is, we had one quick right before AEW went on the air, we had a quick signing. A little graphic was posted for AEW's newest signing. Not a wrestler, but if you watch the AEW media scrums, you're probably familiar, or watch Fightful.
yeah,
You're
he's on
probably
Grab
familiar
City.
with this
That's who I
gentleman.
knew him.
Yeah. So Tony Khan tweeted out, "Here's Will Washington is all elite. He's the new AEW Wrestling Administration Coordinator, working in many areas of wrestling, live events, social media, creative, and PR. He has a great wrestling mind. He's here backstage tonight at Wednesday Night Dynamite, live on TBS, and it's official. Will Washington is all elite." I don't know if I'm mistaken here, but I think he is Swerve's cousin.
I think because that's how like he was like that's how he kind of got like pushed on Grab City, I believe. I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah.
But so I guess kind of getting into sports hit list news real quick, before we dive into the Dynamite card. Circling back to the draft, the Pro Wrestling Injection, Backstage Brawl, and Loyal to the E were part of the first ever Sports Hit List Wrestling Association draft. I was in the war room. I had Christian in my ear for a lot of my picks. A lot of them I went free will with. So I'm going to turn it over to the graphic right here. I will have it up on here so you guys can see it, even though you guys... Actually, I'm not going to do that. You guys already know who I picked and everything. So, as you guys are seeing... Well, I'll list them off. So, I went particularly very faction heavy on my first two go-arounds. Our first overall draft pick went to the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt, and Nick Jackson. Our second pick went to the Blackpool Combat Club. We got all 4 members of the Blackpool Combat Club. We got Claudio Castagnoli. We got John Moxley. We got Bryan Danielson. And we got Wheeler Yuta. Some of our more picks, we got Deonna Purrazzo, Jay White, Athena, Naito, Chris Statlander, Kesha, Sheamus, Gunther, Brock, Sheeta, Jade Cargill, who is our bargaining chip. Who is going to be our bargaining chip because who wanted them the most? Backstage Brawl. They should have kept their mouth shut. I swooped in and I stole her from them. We got Kota Ibushi and we got Jamie Hayter. I'm very surprised we were able to get a lot of the more like pillars of New Japan. We got Okada, we got Kota, and we got Naito. I was very surprised by... And Jay. Yeah, you know what? I can actually, I'll list them off. I'm not gonna pull up the graphic. So, Backstage Brawl picked up, Shane Thomas? Shane Taylor, Promotions, Jacob Fatu, Vikingo, Adam Cole, Britt Baker, Ron Baker, Roman, Hangman, Lucha Brothers, Aldis, LA Knight, and a lot of Lita and Charlotte, and a lot of the deep indie people. I can't really remember the names. I have to pull up the forms. And then Sports Hit List walked away like a bandit as well. I'm not gonna lie. They picked up Seth Rollins, FTR, Nick fucking Gage, surprisingly, to the Mike of Loyal to the E's chagrin. He did not want that, but too bad. Zack Sabre Jr., Bobby Lashley, MJF, yeah, they got Darby Allin, Hammerstone, Ziggler, KO, and Sammy, Miz, Cody Rhodes, Evil. Don't know why they picked Evil, but hey, I digress. We have a lot of us have a stacked roster. I think, not to be biased, we have the best roster. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like I said, for us, I'm being biased towards us. We have our own
here besides like Jade is like the highest level of work rate you could find.
Yeah. Also, like we have Jade as a bargaining chip. I'm gonna discuss further with the team here on maybe if they want to bring a free agent up from any promotion that they were allowed to. Maybe we might bargain for them.
What's it called?
I know who I want to bargain for. I will run it by you guys before I even make it. Oh, look at that. Carl's running side by side with us. Ooh.
Yay.
Just what's it called? That's gonna be in the video game as well, just to mention that as well.
Yes. It'll be from WWE 2K23. I now need to find every
before we get into the show here, just the quick piece of news before we get into the big story. But Conor McGregor started shooting off at the hip during Dynamite tonight, going off on Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. And let me tell you something right now. And he even posted a voice memo, so he's not like hacked or anything. He goes, I'm gonna suplex Paul Heyman on site. He's like, he added WWE. He's like, there's only one champ. He's retweeting things of Roman. He called Roman and Heyman wannabes. He says SummerSlam. I'll pull in on a yacht. Roman and Paul out the bus. So he wants to wrestle Roman. So listen, I want that too, just for the Heyman McGregor promos. You fucking little weasel, Heyman. You're a piece of shit. You asshole. You weasel. You're a little rat. You're a rat. You're a weasel, Heyman. But no, I can't.
Too bad he can't say any of that on TV.
Oh, listen. That's why I think they won't work with him sooner rather than later.
Stupid shit
because he's gonna say something. Yeah, he's not gonna. You can't contain Conor McGregor. And I will tell you this right now.
This is why WWE news earlier in the month came out that they want to go for the edgier product.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you something too. If I want this to happen, because first of all, that'd do big business for WWE. That'd be big business for WWE. A Roman McGregor match. But I'm a big Conor McGregor fan, and he's the most entertaining MMA fighter to ever live. In the octagon and on the microphone. I mean, the guy, I'll never forget the Habib build up when he threw the dolly through the bus and got arrested, and he had to go to court in New York. That was the greatest build up to a fight I've ever seen. That was a little funny during Dynamite. But we had the main topic of news today is that tickets went on sale for AEW All In at Wembley Stadium, and wouldn't you know, they surpassed
35,000.
No, not even.
In the pre-sale.
No, not even. Today's update, 43,000 today. There was 43,000 today as it stands, because all right, so first off, yesterday started the pre-sale. The pre-sale, and then there was another pre-sale today. There's going to be another round. I guess they did it in rounds. I guess that's how UK ticketing works. for Ticketmaster. There's going to be another round 3 of the pre-sale tomorrow, and then on Friday the general sale opens to the general public. So they've already sold 43,000 tickets to this show. They've made damn near $6 million something off this show already.
4.3 million.
Yeah, yeah, and also, that's another thing. Meltzer ended up tweeting out that the tickets that were sold, only 107 or something, which ends up being 1%, was bought by scalpers or ticket resellers. So a lot of people vastly underestimated
307.
307. People drastically I even drastically underestimated the power of the United Kingdom market, which they do bigger numbers TV wise than WWE over there. So nobody really shouldn't be surprised.
You kind of quote Melcher's tweet. He said, "Any of those asking about scalpers, StubHub shows 307 tickets for All In. As noted before, the most I've ever seen, which was for WrestleMania show, was about 28,000. One SummerSlam had 7,000, and about 13,600 when they had SummerSlam. So,
yep. So
wow.
Listen.
So by Friday, when it goes to like the general public, there is about a 95% chance this thing sells out.
This could be a sell, and not even 92. Like they could sell out and then add sections. Like they could open up more sections.
And
this could be a fucking sellout.
Not a single fucking match has been announced. It's just
not
been
a single
match.
And that's the thing too. Even before like the rumored match started and stuff, when this was announced at UBS Arena, back at the show we were at 4 weeks ago.
Well, hell, like,
people are already excited for this show, saying, "Oh, I'm going to get tickets." And
what's crazy?
You know what? Oh yeah, go ahead.
I've been at 2 shows where a major like arena announcement has been made for. I was at the show where they made the announcement for the United Center, and I was at the show with you guys for the Wembley Stadium.
Yep. Also, what's it called? I will say this too, about the ticket the pricing of the tickets were completely affordable. Yes. I mean, I think the cheapest ticket ended up being like $25-$30. And the largest ticket ended up being what, $300 something?
So
besides front row stuff.
I got in on the pre-sale because I, of course, was curious to see how things were set up. Unfortunately, when I was in the line, they don't show you kind of like a ticket. But they kind of give you like an automatic ticket. They give you like 2 automatic tickets. They go, you can take this or you can wait for the next pre-sale. For section 100, it was $149 a piece.
Very good.
So
completely
like
affordable.
That is like pretty much inside of a standard arena. That is like your standard seating if you're not a nosebleed. Like the 100 levels are always the ideal tickets to get because it's nice, and a lot of times AEW sets up their shows where there's not a single bad seat in the house. They make sure.
Yeah, my ticket for Grand Slam was more expensive than $150. So it's
very good.
Pretty good.
And they, I mean, listen, Tony Khan had to make a decision. Do you want to make as much money as possible and put as many people in that arena as possible? And he went with the latter. So I'm happy that. I mean,
we also talk about Tony Khan.
Yeah. So
going wild on Twitter.
I will say this too. A lot of people doubted the company and what they could do over there. But I mean, this is just a huge win for the wrestling business. I saw so much bullshit online about people wanting the wrestling business to fail, for this event to fail. If you wanted this event to fail, you're not
a wrestling fan.
You're not a wrestling fan because the more people that are going to a wrestling show means the business is healthier. And
I agree.
Whether you like AEW or you fucking hate its guts and you don't watch it, you hate on it, you hate tweet, you don't like anybody who works there. you should want it to succeed. You know why? Because it makes a healthy business, gives people more places to work, and it makes the entire wrestling business flourish because competition creates what? It's cash.
Money.
So so listen, this is nothing but a net positive for the wrestling business. And the thing that people are overlooking, I'm extremely excited for the show just because of the crowd, because the UK crowds are some of my favorites, man. I mean, those old NXT UK takeovers were fucking unbelievable. With I'll never forget Zag Gibson. If you hate Gibson, shoes off. Everyone's in the fucking crowd waving their shoe around and shit. I'm like, Jesus, this never happened in America.
There's also another thing, like, from like an indie show in the UK, and like I think Penta was in the ring, and you had the entire like crowd of maybe like a couple of hundred people doing kind of like the traditional like kind of like the UK chant, but then adding Zero Miedo.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
Zero Miedo.
Yeah, it's like I understand why they're a lot like they're a lot more chant heavy because of obviously soccer and football is a lot more prevalent over there than it is here, and we only just really start chants and they make their own songs and shit. But I'm very excited for that. But I will say this too, this event, I mean, depending on what the card ends up being, this could go down as one of the most historic shows ever. And it's cool that both this All In and then the first one have that connotation of being, hey, these are shows that set the wrestling world on its head. And
I think
very excited for that.
AEW should make All In their WrestleMania.
I can see something like that.
I think going forward, All In should be their Mania, because there's always that debate of what's considered their Mania.
There's really between All Out or Double or Nothing.
Or Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
So like, you have those two. But I think with how All In is, and especially right now, they can like bring that to the States. You could probably damn near sell out a football stadium.
Yeah. I mean,
to be very honest, I think at most, if you're going to do it in the States, put it in the Jags Stadium, because there's not many seats at the Jags Stadium from what I'm seeing.
See, I'd rather them start not small, but I'd rather them do like for that a first show like that, maybe the Garden. Yeah, I think the Garden would be a good size for that. And plus it's a historic venue. I mean, everybody wants to work there.
If you want to pack out Arthur Ashe again, put All In at Arthur Ashe.
Arthur Ashe, you can do Arthur Ashe. I will say this too. Last thing before we get into what Tony had to say. The event itself. I mean, it's in August. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's like a week before All Out. But this, I mean, it's gonna be a big show, and depending on how the sale goes on Friday, when they go into contract renegotiations later this year, probably around October, November, this is going to be a big time thing because as WWE for WrestleMania, you saw it more than ever on this WrestleMania, how many fucking ads they had on that show. They had the Pope's Exorcist, they had the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they had what else? Snickers. They had
that Credit Karma thing.
Yeah, Credit Karma, TurboTax. Yeah, TurboTax. They had.
Come on.
I mean, TBS could say, "Hey, we want to put some ads on this show," not like saying like how bad it
so much so where it,
almost like a New Japan ring, where the ads are in the ring or on the apron.
Well, because they do that already with DraftKings.
With DraftKings,
whatever is sponsoring them at that time.
PBS. They had the House of the Dragon stuff. They had Rick and Morty on the turnbuckles one year. HBO Max and stuff like that. When that launched, but yeah, this is gonna be a big time thing.
I think
I'm just warning you guys right now. I am not going to be able to do the All In post show. So,
okay. Well, All In probably is going to be held in the afternoon.
Yeah, probably 1:00.
Yeah,
at least.
Of
right, time difference. Right.
So,
okay, I might be able to do it then.
Now kind of getting into Tony Khan's amazing tirade he went through. So the rest
Dude,
of the...
I legitimately thought this was fake.
Oh,
I legit thought this was fake.
I thought it was fake too.
I legit
have to double check.
Dude, I went to Twitter to make sure this was real, and I lost. I lost it.
I had no doubts.
Fantastic.
I had no doubts anymore, dude. This is. I mean, he does this shit all the time now.
Here's what happened on. So the Wrestling Observer announced that according to Dave Meltzer, AEW sold about 35,000 tickets during the All-In pre-sale. Then Mike, what's that last name? Hoppinger? Okay, yeah.
Coppinger? I'm just guessing
here. So he's saying, so it was hearing Wembley scaled to only 40K for AEW, far cry from last April when I saw when I was ringside for Tyson Fury versus Dylan White, and it was packed to the brim with 94,000. Nothing beats the big fight feel at Wembley. Tony Khan.
Wait, before you proceed, that was kind of a stupid thing to say because you're literally trying to compare professional wrestling to boxing, which don't ever do that.
But especially with Tyson Fury, a Tyson Fury fight in his hometown.
Yeah, what a stupid thing to tweet. Speaking of stupid things to tweet, go ahead, Zach.
I love Tony Khan for this. Yeah, in all caps, lies. What a load of crap. Tell your agent, Nick Khan, to shove it up his ass.
He was on one, bro. Listen, the tickets came out. Dude, they did about 35K. Let me preface this. The time this came out, it was before Zach reads off the next tweet that he did. This was after it was announced that they did 35,000 seats, the 35,000 tickets in the pre-sale. So this guy was on one, bro. I was watching the NFL draft last Thursday. He's got this guy making phone calls. He's sitting there with his dad during the draft. And then he's got this in the back of his mind, probably sitting there worrying about, all right, how much tickets are we going to sell for Wembley? And he's selling 35K on the pre-sale. He's probably fucking off one, bro. He probably, before he did this tweet, he probably, and then he got on there.
So, then also, Tony Khan clapped back with another tweet. Didn't he give the guy a chance to respond?
Well,
just hit him with another tweet. He says, since you carry the credentials of a credible reporter, plus represent the worldwide leader, I'm just curious, who was your source for this? And can a reporter representing ESPN tweet something about a legit news story that's so blatantly wrong and easily verified as a falsehood?
The fact that this is real is just absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Tony Khan, man, like, hey, sure, he's not your ethical businessman, but I love it.
Yeah, but that was a funny moment yesterday, and that was great shit.
I was high off my ass. Yes, no.
The last piece of news here, which we actually broke today, is that AEW Dark, because we reported last week that AEW Dark Elevation was going to be finishing up, and it now has been confirmed Dark as well is going to be ending.
Okay, sir. They gave us a best of Elevation. They're going to give us a best of Dark, but I need a best of Taz and Excalibur on commentary.
Yeah, this is gonna be that's the biggest casualty of Dark going away. But yeah, I mean it was time. They have the new show coming out, so they really weren't needed anymore. Plus, I mean,
which is like
plus
I think they should have kept Dark and got rid of Dark Elevation, but that should be.
No, I'm actually glad they got rid of both. Not because I didn't like them, it's just because from a live event standpoint, you can't really be doing Dark and then doing Dynamite, then Rampage, and then doing a Ring of Honor taping afterwards. Just have do Ring of Honor things before Dynamite. I mean, it looks better. You don't have anybody leaving.
Filing in, so the arena still looks empty.
Yeah, it's better than those people aren't coming back. So it's like
people got work in the morning.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a Wednesday. I mean, people. It's a weekday, so it's kind of hard.
That's fair.
But you gotta do Ring of Honor before Dark. But I think my favorite AEW Dark match though ever was from the beginning And it was that. Go figure. It was that. I believe it. Yeah, it was a no holds barred match between Joey Janela
It was
and
lights out.
Kenny Omega. Yeah, that was
Hmm.
an excellent match.
I think to mention from Andrew Zarian when he had mentioned that Dark Elevation, and he mentioned that this card has a new deal for AEW Vision. They're on Saturdays, part of the new deal in that AEW content. They're on W on Warner Brothers Discovery, so that could also slightly lean into that they're probably going to put it on HBO Max in the line as well.
Potentially, because I know there was some. There was
They
actually
won't put
some.
pay-per-views, but they'll probably put
Yeah.
just Dynamite's rampages and
There was some. I forgot what countries that did have actually TV deals for Elevation and like Dark, like they would air it on their syndications or whatever. So I don't know how that'll be affected. But or if they'll be replaced by Collision or something like that.
they'll
But we'll
probably just
see.
get the reruns. I feel they'll probably just run the
Or
the reruns and then
yeah.
just wait out till the TV deals. Another thing I should mention. Talking a lot about. I'm not sure if this holds around. But itself, that this they were talking like so the wrestling purists mentioned Roderick Strong coming to AEW. Someone mentioned that like, hey, like why didn't we hear about this too much? Sean Ross Sapp responded, they no longer announce any releases
For
so,
NXT.
Well, well for NXT as far as we know, we can't keep that.
I thought he clarified that.
There's no follow up.
Oh, okay. I for some reason I thought he clarified that.
He would have.
I could have sworn I saw something that his contract expired.
Well, yeah, it did, but essentially, like they don't talk about contract expiring because then that kind of gets promoters chomping at the bit.
Unless you're John Moxley and Matt Hardy,
yeah,
and when they want to do it.
But
that's the thing. I don't believe these people. They're gonna fucking do it when they want to do it.
But
like I don't believe them.
I'm not sure though if Sean Ross Sapp is saying it's just for NXT or it's for the whole company. Maybe that's why we didn't hear anything about releases when that first came around. That was because
nobody got released,
as far as we know.
Well, I'm saying like there's nobody that's been off TV.
I'm saying that, but with what Sean Ross has tweeted, as far as we know.
Yeah,
it could be held very close to the chest.
Yeah, I think this Roddy I think people are getting way too crazy about this Roddy shit because this Roddy shit was so close to the events where it was unnatural. That's how fucking close it was. I think because even though like we know like Roddy's not a social media guy. If one of these people got cut, we'd have a fucking cryptic tweet about it. We'd have people putting emojis, their coworkers putting sad face emojis. I mean, I think we'd have an idea. But if anybody did get cut and we don't know about it, I mean, I don't even think that's good. Actually, I think I'd rather have them get we know because obviously you said the promoters, but like who gives a fuck? They're not even with your company anymore. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to WWE?
I'm half in, half out. I don't mind them not being announced anymore because now we get that surprise fact for AEW if a big name and we go like, wait a minute, when did they get? And we start having that that discussion again. That discussion is very like kind of like it's good for business. But other than that, though, that is really every bit of news. Unless there's breaking news happening in the middle of the show, we will cover that. Let's just dive right into this week's Dynamite. I only recorded the first match, so Mike, you're gonna pick it up the pace on the notes that every
Yes, sir.
We kick off tonight with Roger Strong, Adam Cole, Bandito, Orange Cassidy taking on Jericho Appreciation Society. Orange Cassidy and Bandito make an amazing entrance together. This was really nice. And am I wrong here? But the crowd was mic'd up beautiful. It was really good tonight. Crowd.
Yep.
I feel like every time I watch on the downstairs television, I never hear the crowd as well. And when I watch upstairs, I hear them so much better. This might just be a TV issue.
You're getting gimmicked by your TV.
I am getting gimmicked by my TV,
Yeah,
and it's an
TV's
insignia too.
Yeah, your TV's a Fed fan, so
That's crazy.
trying to mute the reality here. So, Bandito and Orange Cassidy make their entrance, and Roderick Strong comes out to just a wave of Roddy chants. This is the biggest reaction he's ever gotten since Black and Gold NXT.
Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest crowd he's been in front of since pre-pandemic.
What that? Yeah, this is like the first crowd.
Pre-pandemic.
Yeah, because he joined UE like just before pandemic, right? Like about a year
No. No, he joined UE in 2018
yeah, that was he had a lot of like crowd reactions there because
I'm saying he was in UE for a very long time. People don't underestimate how long he was in there for. He was doing takeovers in front of big crowds for at least 3 years. What I'm saying is that the last time NXT was in front of a crowd like this was like February when they did the NXT Takeover Portland show. And that was it. And then the pandemic happened, and they were in Full Sail, and then the Performance Center for the rest. So yeah, this is the biggest thing this is the biggest crowd he's had since 2020.
Fun fact about those kind of like the Thunderdome boards for NXT was never a live crowd. That was all just everyone that they recorded from each AEW show. Well, no, not AEW, every WWE show. They just put them into those boxes. Because someone made a tweet. It was like, yeah, I see you guys adding me that I'm apparently in the crowd for NXT. I'm watching AEW right now. What are you guys talking about? So yeah, so when you signed the agreements for Thunderdome, you were pretty much allowing your likeness to be plastered all across.
Sons
everywhere.
Of bitches.
I did decline.
I tried to do it once. I'm like, this shit sucks, bro. I'm not doing it ever again. I did it
a few times. I fucked up.
Dude, if I was to do it, I was gonna be fucking. Dude, if I was gonna do it, I wanted to be trolling. Like my favorite parts of the entire Thunderdome experience is when, when they showed the KKK, the beheading. There was the
Chris
Super Mario Benoit, the Mario plush, the Pikachu plush. My favorite one though was somebody had a fucking picture of Kenny Omega fucking sitting down watching the thing, like from being the elite or some shit. And he's just sitting there, it lined up perfectly. And then I love the leak from the truck, and it had all the band people's faces. It had Matt, Nick, Kenny, Jericho, Moxley, Tony Khan. Like Jesus Christ.
I'm surprised. I'm not sure if this happened before or after the pandemic. Imagine someone put the Ryback eating the chips as one of their. I was at the Thunderdome. I fucked up a segment and I immediately got taken off the crowd as soon as I did it. So they were doing like the King's Court with like the Mysterio family and Buddy Matthews. That was the time. So I always pan around to see where I am, and I'm barricade level. I can my camera is kind of like just being blocked by the barricade, but I see myself. I see my background, so I'm looking at it. I start doing this. I start peeking over the barricade, like, what's going on over there?
I hate the Thunder. I'll never want to see that shit again.
It was
trying to stop fucking around.
I was in the pan over of the crowd for one of them when Matt Riddle won the U.S. title. That was a grand old time. Okay. So Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Orange Cassidy, and Band-Aid took on Jericho Appreciation Society. This was a really good match from them. I wish Roddy hit.
Yeah, I thought this was a fun match.
This was a very fun opener. Really liked it. Really got going. After the picture-in-picture, that's a pattern with AEW. You can see that's a lot of their formula. You could notice like the match doesn't really start getting going until after the picture-in-picture break. Depending on how many they have. But yeah, I thought this was real fun. Roddy got his shit in, just to remind people who he is. And I mean, I can't wait to see Roddy in one-on-one matches.
Him and Garcia has to fucking happen.
Yeah, that's gonna happen soon. But yeah, I can't wait till he gets some singles matches under his belt. I mean, just some of the matchups that you could have Roddy in. I'm very excited. But yeah, Adam Cole. I mean, Jericho was on commentary for this. Adam Cole. He kept trying to get at him. He was jaw jacking at him the whole match.
Jericho was wearing the Britt Baker shirt, which also caught fire this past week.
Yeah, which is stupid. Oh, domestic violence. Shut the fuck up.
Made no
Domestic
sense.
violence. I'll never forget it because this is the second time I went through this. Because what's it called? Back when Ospreay turned on B Priestley in New Japan, and he gave her a cutter to kick her out of the United Empire because she was going to NXT. People were like, "Oh my god, how dare they do a domestic violence angle?" I'm like, bro, have you not ever watched pro wrestling? I watched Kenny Omega give Penelope Ford a snapdragon, and people weren't pissing and moaning.
I watched Randy Orton
punt Stephanie McMahon,
and then I also watched Big Dudley Power A Young.
Yeah, domestic violence. Oh, domestic violence. Yeah, if you want to go see domestic violence, go watch the NFL. Idiot. Unbelievable.
The deep cut.
It's not a deep cut. That shit happens. It's not a deep cut. That shit has at least 25% of the player base. It should be like the Deadpool. All right, who's gonna get locked up for domestic abuse this season? Or gambling?
Christian, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Listen, it's not going to be any Ravens player because we already had Ray Rice, and our team already had its turn. Anyway, so we had, so after the match, well, not after the match, so the finish was actually pretty cool. Roddy got his shit, and they basically took turns. But Roddy gave Angelo Parker, he kept giving him backbreakers, and he gave him like a backbreaker onto Daniel Garcia, and then the finish ended up resulting with Adam Cole hitting the boom.
Man, he was on a mission.
On Angelo Parker. He pinned him and then immediately ran out of the ring and started sprinting toward Jericho. Jericho didn't even see him. He was watching the monitor.
I know. He's watching the monitor. He sees Cole running up walking up the ramp, briskly walking up the ramp, and he is just looking at the monitor talking.
He's yelling at the monitor. Where's he going? I don't know, Jericho, at you. And then he basically tackles Jericho through like the curtain behind the announce desk.
See, what's crazy is like I bring this up for every person on commentary, whether it's Corey Graves, Pat McAfee, Cole, Lawler, JR, like especially when the commentary is at ringside.
DoorDash
you don't
Booker.
need those fucking monitors. You could just look straight up. God
nope.
damn it.
You're caught as an announcer. You gotta call what's on the monitor.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. Was Jericho's monitor on a 7-second delay?
It might have been.
What's crazy is because
how he reacted.
Jericho's like, where's he going? Beyond no, like we're on Jericho, which means the monitor is on Jericho. So he's looking at himself. I'll be like, yo, where's he going? He immediately gets tackled. The pull apart happens.
Dude, this is my favorite thing ever. No. This is my favorite thing about Jericho. Jericho always does this shit, and it's funny as shit. Every time he's getting beaten up or like there's like a pull apart. He's like, "Get him off of me! He's dangerous. He's a menace. He's dangerous." So like he acts like he's dangerous. It's like when Cartman. It's like in South Park when Cartman is like, "All right, dude, let's throw down. We're gonna fight. Let's throw down. We're gonna fight." And then he gets hit. It's like, so
you and me, come on,
we're
come
going
on.
right now. He gets fucking popped by Kyle, and then but that's Jericho. Get him off of me. He's dangerous. How dare he's a menace.
And then he goes,
I love Jericho. But yeah, after that, they cut to a promo backstage with Renee, with Darby Allin and Jungle Boy, and they're basically saying, "All right, Darby's like, all right, Jungle Boy, tonight's the night. We got to work together here." So they were just really
gassing. Title shot here, but
he's like, they're just like gassing each other up, saying like, we may not like each other, but we got to work together tonight. But after that, before we got to the next match, they said we got shit going down backstage. So Adam Cole's still getting hauled out of the arena by security. Jericho's yelling at him, "Get him out of here! He's dangerous. He's a psychopath." And then Britt Baker runs up to him and says, "Hey Jericho, hey, she slaps the shit out of him. He falls down, and
Zach, I texted you
she
this in the middle of the show.
She called him bitch Jericho. I'm like, all right. So Britt got her lick in. She got her lick back, and then she got hauled off by a security guard. But yeah, chaos. To start this show here with the Jericho Adam Cole feud.
I'm so mad. So I didn't like it, but it was because I'm thinking of like the security guards pull apart. So they had one on Raw this week with Cody and Brock, and someone said, "Nah, man, they got too many white security guards pulling down Cody." Come on, man.
What? Yeah, that's bullshit, dude. Cody's black excellence. How do they do that? I'll go take a knee for Cody right now.
Didn't Cody solve racism or something?
No,
Cody. By having a mixed child.
Cody walked with fucking MLK and Malcolm X. Cody was involved in that. He was on the bus with Rosa Parks. He saw it all. He was on the Underground Railroad with the Harriet Tubman. And Cody. I'll never forget when Cody. I only saw it. Triple H actually sent it to me. When Triple H told Cody, "All right, you're gonna lose to Roman in the main event of WrestleMania." He's like, "Oh, master, let me get that for you, sir. Let me do that main event job for you, sir. Okay, master." And
that was two names I was not expecting to hear tonight.
So no, he did that. He also did. Cody. He was like, "Master got me working."
Get a single fucking sponsor, will
Master got me working. Master got me
working.
That's yep. So
I got the rest of it.
It's like that movie.
Will set me free.
Yeah, it's like that movie.
12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, I guess so, because that's exactly what Cody's gonna be in fucking WWE. If you don't get this goddamn world title.
Why'd I say it? Man, you know what? This is the benefits.
Well, that's what happens.
Now.
That's what happens when you got Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes and his fucking. When Cody Rhodes shows up in the dashiki, to his Gikumi's fucking circumcision, we'll see what happens. But listen, I can't listen. How Cody isn't in the New Day yet is beyond me. Or the Hurt Business. Actually, he should be the leader of the Hurt Business. Cody Rhodes. Fuck MVP. Should be Cody, Omos, Bobby Lashley, MVP, Cedric Shelton, and Cody's the leader of the Hurt Business.
And when we are when we're not on the hit list, we go off the fucking rails for some reason. The freaking
I don't it wasn't even me this time.
The leash is gone here.
I have no clue what the problem is. I really have failed to see that. I got black, I got white, what you want. All
right, so okay.
Oh there, master. Let me do that WrestleMania job for you, sir.
Okay, so Britt beat the shit out of Jericho.
Yeah, she slapped him.
Okay.
And we go to commercial and we come back to the commentators. And they go backstage to Cole being escorted out of the building, the bitch slap, and then we get a
bitch Jericho.
Very intriguing promo after that.
Yes, sir. First of all, yeah, we had a BCC promo here, and mostly it was. I mean, mostly all their promos have been done by Danielson and Moxley. Yuta and Claudia have just been fucking standing there. But
Yuta's
listen,
the little shit that he loves.
Brian started some shit off. He chose violence today. He's like, I'm gonna start some internet discourse, and I don't even use the internet. So that's what Brian decided to do.
Which
Brian
is
goes,
true.
there was a
someone who runs his Twitter. He has
and his Instagram.
Smart man. Smart man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would do. But he goes, there was
but
a
I don't have
legend.
money
There was
like
a
that, so.
yeah, sure. There was a legendary wrestler that used to say, "I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be." And I always thought that to be so arrogant, because you don't think there's gonna be any wrestlers better than you in the future.
Someone check FTR. They're on Suicide Watch.
Yeah, and Brian's like, listen, I hope that there's somebody better than me. I hope this little shit is a better wrestler than I ever was, and he's pointing at Yuta. I'm like, at UBS, he called him a little shit at UBS, or he said that's Yuta's nickname, the little shit. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, they said Ryan's going off. He's saying the BC, the elite, they're nothing but amateurs. You don't think? I mean, you people don't think anybody's gonna be ever better than Mox took the reins, saying because it was announced that Omega. He and Moxley are gonna be in a cage match next week.
If they,
I saw them like, how the fuck did he just announce that?
I think you make a specialty cage for this one where there's no exits. Just have that be an enclosed cage.
Well, there's never exits for AEW cages.
I know, but I want this one just to be a full box.
Oh, yeah, I get it, because I don't think Kenny or Moxley's jumping off shit.
Yeah, if it was like Kenny Prime, yeah. Every time we go live, the person always says CM Punk. I get it. You like CM Punk. We appreciate CM Punk here. But until he fixes his ways, we're not going to wave his flag them. I digress now.
Wait, what?
Okay.
I zoned out.
Comment on YouTube.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking at the YouTube comments. We got JLEX podcast. Just CM Punk with 2. It's good for you, man.
He's coming back.
How do you? Yeah.
You gotta wait.
Proud. And if he doesn't come back, a lot of CM Punk Dick Riders will be on Suicide Watch.
No, he's coming back unless he gets injured again before that.
I love the thing that you posted of him getting his haircut. That I responded, the elite when they see him. I like cut G.
Yeah, Mox doing this promo though. He was really cutting into Omega here. He's saying, "Me and you, Kenny. I mean, this ain't 2020 anymore. This is a new Mox, and I can't wait to see if Omega holds up with that." And in the other promo they did, before this, he said, "You want me in a cage? You're gonna leave with a broken heart and a broken fucking face." So listen, this Moxley, bro, this is my favorite story in wrestling right now. Now that the bloodline has died down, I mean, this has been fantastic. The elite in BCC. I mean, they even joked about being the elite. Takeshi's like, I like the bloodline, but I like the bloodline better. And then he goes, Kenny's like, oh, the bloodline. He's like, listen, I believe their story. We're just a second. Because that's the thing. Well, people that compare this to, they are nothing alike. This is like faction warfare. This has bloodline and this storyline between the elite and the BCC are nothing alike. I'm like, it's just
also,
I just don't get it.
Also, shout out to Matt Jackson for giving these freaking eBay peddlers the house show signature.
Dude, I love that shit. Every wrestler should do that. Every single wrestler should do the house show signature.
But what's awesome is he's saying it in front of their faces too. He goes, "Look at this schmuck coming up here about to ask my autograph," and he's pointing at them, saying it loud, probably for them to hear.
Good.
But hey,
I hate these people. Stay the fuck out of the airports. Stay the fuck out of the airports. And the hotels.
Hell, when I met Silver and Reynolds at the airport going to the same show they're going to, I was too skittish to be like, hey, can I get a photo? Because one, I don't want to be that guy who goes,
Oh no!
oh,
If you're a fan in the airport, that is completely fine. But if you're going there deliberately to go get fucking merchandise autograph, fuck you.
No.
Yeah,
I
if
agree.
you're a fan and you happen to see them, that's who cares?
I will never. I'm sitting down, and like I look. I'm very like I'm very like spatial oriented. Like I'm always starting my head back. I even do it here, and I know I'm in a safe area because this is like my room, and I'm still like, okay, the car gonna come up a hill, go straight through my fucking door right here, probably. But
No, it's just going to be Danhausen in the background going, yeah.
I'm looking around. I look to my left. I see a short guy, bald head, beautiful beard, and I'm like, that's John Silver right there. Then a few seconds later, sits down right next to him, beautiful head of hair. There's Alex Reynolds, and sure enough, there's Bear Bronson too coming up. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is so cool. And I'm like, I nervously walk up and say, hey guys, I'm so sorry to disturb you. Can I get a photo? They're like, yeah, sure. And then take the photo. Of course, they see me get onto their flight as well. So they're like, okay, he's not just a creep who's waiting out in the airport waiting area.
I literally would have just told them, I'm like, if I saw them on the plane again, it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys were on this flight.
I'm not gonna be that stupid because it was like a one way to Charlotte Douglas Airport in North Carolina. So like I can't play that card. I could have pulled that. I thought you guys would have been in Charlotte already, but I'm not gonna pull that either. Okay, yeah. So the Blackpool Combat Club promo happens.
It's just to set up. That was the only main stuff we had between them and the Elite this week. Just because they're gonna be a big time main event next week with the cage match. But yeah, after this we had the women, which was surprising because they're outside of their time slot that they usually designated to. But we had Saraya versus Willow Nightingale. And I thought this was fine. I didn't really think there was really anything bad here. Saraya looked good, better than she's been. I mean, I think she's getting more comfortable. I mean, this is what we expected anyway. She had to get more comfortable. She couldn't really do much in the beginning, due to the injury and her taking it slow. But if she has a match a month like this or a tag match and it's pretty good like this, I mean, this is not. I mean, she's in there with Willow, who's proven to be very, very good. So
Willow can easily guide like a freaking broomstick to like a 4-star match.
But there was constant interference from Ruby and Tony out from the outside. But the finish came from a Good Night. I think that's her finish name. For her finish now. Saraya hit that, pin Willow for the win. And before they were able to spray paint Willow, we hear the music of the returning Hikaru Shida, much to Mike's chagrin. Shida ran down with the kendo stick. She rolls into the ring, and she drops it. She hugs Tony, Ruby, and Saraya.
I would have been in all honesty, if she joined them, I would have been okay with it because it would have made the Outcast a bit more of a threat.
Sure.
Yes.
But now, so she takes the spray paint battle. They're holding Willow down. Who comes up from outside under the ring? We have Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. It was all a ruse. It was all a disguise. Britt and Jamie take out Tony and Ruby, and then Shida ends up spray painting Saraya in the face and started beating them all down with the kendo sticks. So Hikaru Shida has returned, presumably from her visa issue, and has finally joined Team AEW. So that's true. So now it looks clear that it's probably I don't know if I don't think we're gonna get a women's title match at Double or Nothing unless things change. but we have probably presumably the pay-per-view match between the Outcast versus Sheeta, Baker, and Hayter. So I don't know if there's that could be changed depending on. I mean, Jamie's too integral to the story to them to not have her a part of that match.
Yeah.
And she wrestled Tony on pay-per-view. She already wrestled Saraya, and Ruby, in the three-way. So I don't know if they're gonna do a singles match there. So I really think they're gonna do the trios match.
Yeah. After this.
Okay, so hold on. Remember how I texted you I had a problem with the earlier segment?
Yes.
Okay. So Cole jumps Jericho. Britt Baker comes out of nowhere, bitch slaps Jericho.
Yes.
Later in the show, she is literally in the ring with Saraya and does not lay a finger on her.
No, she did. She took a.
Are you sure about that, or did she just hit Ruby?
Saraya. I think you're talking about just all of them. Let me see. Because when they weren't they stomping on him when Sheeta was beating them down?
I don't know. I just remember seeing Britt go after Ruby or Tony, whoever was on that side.
Well,
but I'm just like,
case, like
well, hold on. But it's just like, I guess. But I mean, you're literally in the ring with the person who hit you multiple times with the kendo stick. But you bitch slap Jericho, who doesn't touch you.
I mean, I was fine because she already did it. And she already did it.
I know it, like, that sort of made sense on that end, but I'm just like, huh? Like, it.
I know, it's probably because I just didn't have a problem because she'd already did it. And it was like, she spray painted them, they laid them down, they posed, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, just like, you
listen, it wasn't Thunder Rosa.
The person who got
it wasn't Thunder Rosa, so it's fine. Britt don't give a shit. If Saraya had half her face painted, there would have been a fucking issue.
I'm so curious to see how and like Tony Baloney this Blaxis is.
Last week was the worst it's ever been.
I honestly never even watched the first episode.
You were on it, you fucking asshole. You should watch it.
You
were on it.
Oh, which episode was I on again?
The Full Gear episode. You were on. You were on it.
Yeah, I was on it. I made a cameo.
Yeah, just somewhere in the crowd. Gotta point yourself out.
No, but I understand. I understand what Mike's saying there,
Christian.
Yeah, it's just
I understand. Yeah, I understand what he's saying, but for me, I just didn't give a shit because Sheeta already did it, and plus, Britt's gone through worse. So it's like with I that was my main gripe with the segment 2 weeks ago. That Britt wasn't bloodied up or something.
Yeah, true, I guess. Here's a follow-up question to that. Is it just me, or is Britt injured right now? Because she barely did anything.
She's been injured. She's
had back problems.
She's had a back. She's had a back injury since
before Full Gear.
Yeah, next time you talk shit about people having back problems, watch your fucking mouth. I'm sorry.
Me?
No, I'm talking about Britt, because you and me have both had neck and back problems.
Listen,
we know how bad shit can get.
The
I have knee problems, man.
The UBS Arena Walker.
Those also suck, Zach.
The UBS Arena Walker from two shows ago is over there. That's a relic.
Depending on
I'm sorry.
One of my knees can feel it. It just is
What are you, 40?
It's a coin flip on which knee's gonna fucking feel it.
I don't mean anything by that, Zach. My knees were in massive pain the last 2 weeks.
Now, see, I did like quick story on how I messed up my knees when I was a kid. I was rolling down a hill, friends, as kids do. When you're a kid, you see a hill, you roll down it.
We do.
I was rolling, but I picked myself up all my weight off my hands. And I went in the air pretty high. And as a kid, you're like, oh shit. So instead of like bracing with my arms, I braced with my knees and fell flat on both my knees. You want to talk about a shockwave through my body that I will never forget? That's a shockwave I will never forget. because I couldn't feel my knees for a solid 10 minutes. That's how like bad I felt. All right.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, don't
so
talk
she
shit
just-
about people with back problems.
I don't think she ever.
That will
did,
get that will get you legitimate heat with me.
She didn't talk.
Yeah, how
shit
would
about
you
anyone's
like
back problem? She just talked shit
Thunder
about
Rosa?
Thunder Rosa. Also talk shit about her. Fires can't be choosers.
I just have a
Like,
personal
talk about
gripe
on
with
Twitter.
talking about back problems
I think you have a
specifically and how
personal
they're
gripe with Britt
overblown.
Baker.
They are not overblown.
I think you have a personal gripe with Britt Baker. That's what I think.
I've had a personal gripe with Britt Baker since
he comes
AEW
out-
started. This is just a
what-
new wrinkle.
Hold on. What's going on here? Hold on. Something's happening right now.
Oh dear lord.
What's happening the rest?
I'm sorry. I just love to see when people talk shit about back problems and then they get back problems of their own and then they act like they never said those comments.
Actually,
So
just guys, keep going. I'm just gonna look into this something right now. Something's happening apparently.
oh dear lord.
I'm just gonna look
Alright,
into see if this is
so what was
bullshit real
next
quick.
up after-
Okay, so after that we had the House of Black promo.
Oh, so good. So the House of Black cut their promo. They throw their titles to the ground and said these are tainted by the people who've had them before. And so on.
Well,
and so
you know Eric Bischoff is losing his shit right now because this just set up the next match. He can't talk his shit about, oh, they're having a useless battle royal. There's no story behind it. Well, here's the story. Here's the story, bro.
They pretty much just like, also I didn't notice this until they showed it, but the House of Black has their side plates have the House of Black emblem on it as well.
I did not notice that.
Well, yeah, because they showed like the side plate and you see like the two sides crossed that they normally promote as the House of Black logo. So
Well, you guys should know by now that I'm not very observant, so I'm selectively observant.
I'm still waiting for Christian to break this news to us.
I'm gonna give him some more time.
So the House of Black said, so the rules for a House of Black. You got it?
I think they deleted it because I was looking at AEW's Instagram and that's where it's from. Apparently they did a Ricky Starks. They put out a Ricky Starks like I think a clip from like the Road 2 or something like that. And they used since it's deleted, I think it might have been an accident, or the person who did it didn't even know. They used Marty Scurll's music for the reel by accident. I guess by accident because it's gone. So I think that might have been an accident. I don't think it's alluding to anything. So yeah, it's been deleted. So
imagine if it is. That'd be
like, what the fuck are people? I'm like people. I'm like, what are people doing?
So the House of Black mentioned that the House of Black rules are there is a 20 count. There are no rope breaks, and the DQ rules are up to your discretion. It'll be the challenger's choice to have DQs.
Yeah, I think this is a real smart idea doing a open challenge series with the House of Black just to get the House of Black on TV more. And also, I mean, I like the rules. I like the cool little rule set here with the 20 count, which I've always said should be instated in every promotion. 20 count is 10 times better than the 10 count. If you watch New Japan, you'll never like the 10 count again.
Also, the 20 count gives you more of like anxiety as well.
Especially in New Japan.
18,
17, 18, 19.
Dude, I gotta admit, that was actually like really awesome to see for the first time. Like when I was able to watch the G1. Thank you again, Zach.
Yeah, hey, well, remember you owe me in some regards. I'll pay out eventually.
18.
I did not. I forgot to.
Don't worry about it. I'll cash out eventually.
I forgot to buy you a shirt at the UBS show.
I will cash out eventually. Don't you worry, buddy.
Cashing out. Look at this. But
I'm
anyway,
looking forward to it.
But yeah, so it's what is it? The 20 count. DQs disqualifications can be decided by the opponent.
Yeah, the match type as well can be decided by the opponent.
Yeah, and what was the second rule again?
No rope breaks.
No rope breaks. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
Also, like, did you notice that they had the House of Black side plates on the title as well?
Yeah. and it gives an edge to House of Black matches. It makes them more deliberate. It makes them more. I mean, it's now people. It's a harder for people to win because they have to overcome all these odds. So it's going to be a lot more monumental when somebody actually does beat them. So pretty cool stuff.
Next up was the Wardlow.
Nope.
Okay. Was it
next up was the Tres de Mayo Trios Battle Royal.
Tres de Mayo. I didn't know that was a
Tres
fucking
de Mayo.
I guess so. Cinco de Mayo is out of style apparently.
Tres de Mayo is
well, I mean, Rampage is on Friday, so close enough, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so we had participating in this matchup here. We had the Acclaimed, we had the Lucha Bros and Vikingo, we had Hobbs, QT Marshall, and Aaron
the Varsity
Solo.
Athletes,
the Varsity
Butcher,
Athlete,
Blade,
Blade,
and Kip Sabian,
Dark Order, and that was it. But yeah, this was just a standard battle royal.
The Acclaim's rap.
Oh, yeah, we need to get to this. All right, so the Acclaim had a rap, and Max, I don't remember anything Max said besides the last line, but he said we're raking in more. He said we're pulling in more money than Lamar Jackson. I was like, hey, I had a feeling it was gonna. Bro, fuck the rest of the rap.
No. See, he goes to Dark Order. Your name's still Dark, but you still can't get a black friend. Come on,
that was funny. That was funny. But I will say this though, the Lamar Jackson line was pretty cool because they were in Baltimore tonight. I mean, last time they were in Baltimore, Lamar was there. He showed up. But listen, I liked it because this would have been I would have been had a lot worse of an answer last week. But let me tell you something. Last Thursday, I was the happiest motherfucker there ever was because it was the day of the draft. They got the Lamar deal done. They locked him up for 5 more years. Couldn't be happier as a Ravens fan.
Last Thursday, I was sitting.
And then we drafted Zay. Then we drafted Zay Flowers. Then we signed Rockison today. Fucking EDC.
Last Thursday, I was still basking in the news that Aaron Rodgers is actually a Jet.
Yeah, have fun with that when they choke in the playoffs.
I don't care if they choke in the playoffs this year. I just want a playoff game.
I hope they don't make the playoffs just as a
you watch your mouth.
I hope they don't. I hope they lose to like the fucking Chargers or some shit and be like, you can't lose.
Christian, I was 14 when they last made the playoffs.
That's not my fault. You picked a shitty team. Not my fault. It's your own fault.
I was born into this.
No, I wasn't. Not me. I'm from Long Island, New York. I chose the Baltimore Ravens.
Listen,
you could have chose the Kansas City Chiefs, but could have been in a different spot today, sir.
If it makes you feel any better, when I was younger, I was a Lakers fan. So.
Hey, Mike.
F off. Stockholm syndrome up in this son of a bee.
All I'm gonna say is I used to be a Los Angeles Lakers fan, so technically I have 5 championships in my lifetime of a team I rooted for.
Listen, I will say this straight up: being a New York sports fan is the most abusive relationship in the world.
That's why I didn't do it. That's why I didn't do it.
I'm sorry. I was born a Met fan. I'm gonna die a Met fan.
If you're ever at a Met game, let me know.
When it comes to
listen, I'm a wrestling fan. I already tortured myself enough.
Hey, no, see, when it comes to hockey, depending on how I go, I have 2 teams that I like. Because in most sports, you can like 2 teams, as long as they're not from the same province. And let's be honest with that. I root for my Chicago Blackhawks because I like the color scheme and their jerseys look fucking cool. I also am a Rangers fan because I was born a Ranger, so I still have my heart that lies with them. But if it's Chicago versus New York, Chicago all day because I like making my dad mad. And
at least you're a Rangers fan, so you gain some respect in my book.
And then when it comes to football, just so I can see that WWE title being held by Tony Khan. It's gonna be Jags.
They're not sending them that shit, dude. They're sending them the 24/7 belt. That's what they're sending the Jags. They're not sending them that shit at all.
Now they'll send them the women's title.
Fucking assholes. I swear to God, I would not be surprised if they sent them some bullshit.
You do understand, like, we need to see this. As much as I don't want Jacksonville to win, this has to happen.
This has to happen.
Listen,
there needs to be listen. There's a compromise. If all of our teams lose, then the Jags, it's all of the Jags.
Yeah. That's how it is. It's all.
It was always the Jag. It was always the Jags.
I'm gonna since I actually have faith in the Jets this year, I'm planting my flag permanently and firmly into the Jets.
Christian, let me point out a stat for you right now. The Jets won 5 games in a row last season where Zach Wilson literally had 1 touchdown pass across the 5 games. And you think they're going to be worse this year?
I don't think they're going to be worse. I don't think they're going to be. I just don't think people going. I don't think they're going past 1 playoff game.
Listen,
just give me a playoff game at this point, please. It's been 12 years.
That's funny, especially when the Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. Fucking hilarious.
Christian. If there's any team that is the epitome of not getting out of round 1 anymore, it's them.
Mm-hmm. Sure it is.
God. This is why I'm not on any sports talk. I barely know what I'm talking about, and I just stir the pot. So
some comedy tonight.
Zach, remember when I brought the spoon on that one wrestling show we did?
Oh my God. Nah, see, I'd still love that clip. I have that when I went off on Mike. I'm so happy with that. That is still my favorite moment I've ever done. When I popped off.
Anyway,
and do you remember what I did as right as you were saying, "Oh, I'm about to pop off"? Remember, I was just like, "Let's go."
Getting back to the show here. What's it called? Yeah. So we had the Trace Day Miles Battle Royal. Didn't really talk about in here.
Would you guys like me to list the order that people got eliminated?
No.
Because I took notes on that.
Don't do it. Actually, just because you did it, I don't think because I have it on Cage Match too. I'm like, just because you put effort, then do it.
All right, let's see if I got this right. So, getting eliminated in order: Ari Daivari, Evil Uno, Tony Nese, Josh Woods, Alex Reynolds, QT Marshall, and Aaron Solo at the same time. Both Lucha Bros at the same time. Vikingo, Hobbs, Caster, Silver, Blade, Kip, and finally the Butcher. And left standing were Scissor Me Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, and Anthony Bowens.
Yep, so that's going to be really fun. The House of Black versus the Acclaimed.
Oh my
that's
God,
going to be funny as shit. That's going to be funny as shit. But that's the thing, though. I'm scared for Billy Gunn because he ain't been in the ring with motherfuckers like that before. Like, these guys are gonna hit him. So we're gonna see about that. But
hit him with stiff knee. That's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I need to say this. Taz had a phenomenal line during this match when I think he saved Caster from going over. Taz was like, after all that scissoring, he's got a good grip.
Taz, I mean, listen, this guy is...
Taz, I love you, buddy.
This is the same guy said last week, I can't have a pickle, my sodium, bro.
My sodium.
my sodium, bro, I can't have a pickle. Oh, you know what? I think I just touched all the pickles.
Yeah, so anyway, after this, I believe it was the MJF Sammy Guevara segment. And
yes.
So
someone photoshopped them kissing on the lips.
Yeah, Sammy confronted.
My God.
Sammy confronted MJF, and he said, "Listen, bro, I watched the show back, which he actually did on his vlog. There was nobody in the car, and then MJF starts fake crying.
Well,
he's like,
technically, that's not true. The driver was in the car.
All right, well, listen, buddy. All right, listen. There's nobody in the back seat, to be specific.
Thank you, sir.
But anyway, he's crying. He's like, "Listen, my back. I didn't want my back hurt more back issues on this show. I have chronic back pain. I wanted to lay down. I didn't want you to be embarrassed with me and not be my friend. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they hug. They make up. They kiss each other and shit.
Well, hello.
I saw that. I didn't say nothing because I'm a professional. But yeah. Hey. Yeah. So they hug it out. They kiss on the forehead, and then they hug each other. That's how the segment ends. Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, the fuck that's so about.
Good. Whoever did that deserves a fucking medal. How do you they legit hug Sammy's neck just so it works?
Shit.
So they were just so
anyway, after that,
MJF goes, "Yo, Sammy, kiss me on the forehead again so I can be focused."
After that, we had what's it called? We had Don Callis and Kenny Omega cutting a little promo ski.
It was supposed to be the Elite, by the way.
Don Scar is actually pretty visible now. But yeah, so Kenny was like, "Listen, you hurt my family." Well, but actually before that, Don was like, "Listen, every day I wake up, I look in the mirror and I think of you, John Moxley." And it's actually cool because during that the best Road 2 segment I've ever seen is the one with Regal, and where Regal said, "We're gonna scar you up, and when you look in the mirror, you're gonna think of us." And literally that came into play here.
Unintentionally,
yeah, and then Kenny
unintentional shoot.
Kenny was talking. He's like, "Listen, you hurt all my friends. I'm gonna hurt you in this cage. Yeah, listen, between the ropes, you couldn't touch me on this planet or any other one. But when you put a cage around us, we'll see what can go down." But yeah, so they were just hyping up the steel cage match for next week. So I'm very excited because there hasn't been a steel cage match in AEW that really hasn't missed. So
actually, when was the last one? Was it Britain Thunder Rosa?
Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus at Full Gear.
I should have remembered that because I was there.
No, it was Luchasaurus at Full Gear. It was the opener.
It was Luchasaurus. I should have remembered that. I was there.
That was an excellent. Yeah. What the fuck? Anyway, this guy. This guy's no. It's
been a long day, and it's going to be another long day tomorrow.
There's no events he going to here. I went to an event with a walker. I remember everything about that.
And that was the same event that Ticketmaster wouldn't let me buy a ticket.
That's not true.
I also like
to mention that
I went to a show.
UBS.
I went to a show.
Yeah, it was the second UBS, not Arthur Ashe.
No, the first Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, I was fine the first Arthur Ashe. Second UBS show is when I fucked on my back.
No, you said I could have sworn you said it was the first Arthur Ashe show.
No, it was the UBS.
Oh no, you're right. It was the UBS.
I was out there because that's when I got to go. That's when I saw Matt, Jeff, and Darby setting up their spots and shit. I was like, I'm not supposed to be here right now.
And the thing, during the meet and greets, we heard MJF setting up the fucking thing and making fun of Sammy. Sammy with a shitty title in the ring. Can you get it out of the ring, please? Yeah, but no, hey, I remember all the events I went to because I'm pissed off that at the North Carolina show, after the meet and greet, they funneled us back outside into the scorching heat.
God.
Just to wait in line to get brought back in.
Oh, that sucks.
Skill issue. Get a walker.
Jesus Christ Almighty. Okay.
They didn't even let walker people in. They let all those disabled people fry.
Me in. No, because they couldn't let me in because they could not let me in because if I had a walker in New Arena, they don't want that controversy. Anyway,
I say the UBS is probably the best arena I've been to outside of maybe MSG. MSG is amazing.
Great food at the UBS arena. Good shit to eat. But anyway, after this we had Wardlow taking on some fuck ass jobber.
Logan LaRue.
Can we stop putting Wardlow against jobbers? Can we just put him in the ring with like a Peter Avalone or a
Peter Avalone? Stop talking about Peter Avalone. Just lost his wife. Leva Bates gone from AEW. Contract
really?
Expired. Yeah, contract expired. They didn't renew
Wow,
it.
that's actually kind of surprising because I heard she did a
talent
lot of
or-
backstage stuff.
She did this. Yeah, she did a lot back. She would actually set up the scrums and stuff. You would see her on the scrums. So
Wow, that's actually very surprising.
Was it like talent contract or was it like everything?
no, she put out a statement. She's like, "This is the new chapter of my life. I'll miss everybody in AEW, like just all that stuff." So Leva's gone.
Well, there's gonna be BT a bit Monday then of him losing his wife. So there's that.
She was on BTE this week.
Yeah, but she's not gonna be on next week.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we have Wardlow versus Logan LaRue here. Wardlow beat him quick. Then he got in the ring. He said, "Listen, I want an open challenge right now against Luchasaurus." Yeah, Luchasaurus. Well, I mean, he's got to fucking shoot it with him. But yeah, so he's like, "Listen, get out here, Luchasaurus. I know you want to wrestle. You want to fight me." And then Christian comes out with Luchasaurus. He's like, "Listen, the match isn't for you. It's for me." And then he backs away. Luchasaurus still stands there. And Wardlow looks confused. And this is so smart. I didn't even think about this. This is extremely smart. I didn't even think about this. What this is that they're going to have Wardlow versus Christian Cage at the pay-per-view. And what's going to happen here is this whole feud is going to be Christian Cage sicking Luchasaurus on Wardlow. Luchasaurus is going to be doing all the dirty work for Wardlow. He's going to realize Christian Cage is fucking using him. I mean, when Christian announced it, and he walked back, and Luchasaurus kind of just stood there. He kind of looked confused by the look at his eyes. This is good. This is how this goes. Luchasaurus isn't going to get a match. It's going to be Christian, and then he's going to turn on Christian, and then they're going to do Christian and Luchasaurus, and Wardlow can go off and do his own thing. So that's how you get Wardlow not losing the Luchasaurus or them not beating Luchasaurus. So I think this is perfect, and it's a bigger deal with Christian in the match instead, rather than just two big horses with Luchasaurus. But we'll eventually get it. But it's good now because they don't have to beat either of the two. So I thought they made the right move here, and I'm actually excited to see that because guess what? Wait till Christian finds out that Wardlow ain't got no daddy. So we'll
wait till he finds out his daddy dies of cancer, and he's gonna milk that for all.
Wait till he finds out.
He probably already knows.
Jesus. Anyway, so from that we went into a vignette, which was arguably one of my favorite parts of the show. Christian, go right ahead and take this away, or Zach.
All right, so listen. We got a shot, which they announced this earlier on today. Like we're gonna hear from the from Sandy Fork, Delaware, and then so we go. So here comes Lethal, Jarrett, Sanjay, and Satnam. They go up to. They're in Sandy Fork, Delaware, at the Briscoe at the Briscoe house and the Briscoe facility and the chicken farm.
Some work.
And he's like, "Hey guys, we're here to do some work." And you got Mark answer the door. He's holding his son, Big Murph. And then he's like, "We're here to do some work." He's like, "You guys are here to do some work? Alrighty then, let's start working." He just throws his kid. He gives him to Satnam. Satnam just holds like, "What the fuck do I do with this kid?" And Sanjay and Satnam looked incredible. I don't know how they have that overalls that big for Satnam, but
Haystacks Calhoun. Remember, he was about
to that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Guys, here's the text I got in the middle of this vignette that I just absolutely lost it laughing.
But as blurry
oh,
as
wait, hold on.
Be. Just read it.
Hold on.
Just read it.
Just read this.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Listen, this is great. So he goes, "Let's
By
go."
By the way, I know why it won't focus. It's because of the blurred background thing.
He gives him this time. You got Lethal. I mean, Lethal. He's him and Satnam are raking. You got Jeff Jarrett on one of those ride along lawnmowers. You got Satnam fucking. You got Sanjay chasing a fucking turkey around. A chicken around.
Be on note, like Jeff Jarrett in the riding mower. That is the most normal looking thing.
You look
of
legit.
That segment.
Yeah. So and then they're on the porch, and Jeff he's about to sing "With My Baby Tonight," which is actually a pretty good song, by the way. And what's it called? And they're trying to sing, and then who comes out the door? It was Papa Briscoe.
No, who comes walking up out of like
walking. Yep. He's like, it's Papa Briscoe, and he's like, chicken. We know Jay Lethal's cool. We have history with him, but the other ones, what the hell are they doing here? And then
idiots wearing like the coveralls. Which one?
As Mark and Papa Briscoe are talking, Jarrett, Satnam, Sanjay, and Lethal, fucking with the baby, fucking.
Oh my god,
so stupid.
The baby gets shown this clip by Mark in the future, being like, "Hey, this was you."
The best part is fucking Sanjay. He's the Satnam's holding the baby, and Sanjay's doing this. He's doing this shit.
Yes.
But Papa Briscoe's like, dude, listen, we get it, but keep your eye on the prize. I mean, have fun, but keep your eye on the prize.
Watch out for the people in the coveralls.
And he's like, Mark asks, which one? And he's like, both of them. This needs no, because they've done this in Ring of Honor a lot. They need to, like how they're having the firm deletion match at the Hardy compound. There needs to be a match at the Briscoe chicken farm. Dude, that has to happen. That has to happen, a match there, because I mean they've had many matches there in Ring of Honor, but that has to happen. We need to have like a Matt Hardy versus Mark Briscoe final deletion at the fucking chicken farm, dude. That shit would be so funny. I love Papa Briscoe.
Oh my goodness. That was great.
What was next up? Oh, it was
okay. So after that, we had Ricky Starks versus Rock Hard Juice Robinson.
Rock Hard. Gotta say it was some zhuzh.
So, Rock Hard Juice Robinson here. He came out with Jay.
I love it. We're so over the top, and Christian just goes, "Yeah, so Rock Hard Juice Robinson."
Rock Hard Juice Robinson.
I mean, he came out. Fucking Jay White looked like Tommy Bahama. So he came out. This was the match he was supposed to get at UBS, but then Jay White debuted and ruined it. But
this my voice and my.
This was a great match.
I was going nuts also
with Ricky. There was a great spot where Ricky had a nice little like rope burn on his side. But yeah, there was a great spot where Ricky power slammed. He walked up the steel steps and power slammed Juice off of it. That was a cool spot. But this was just a pretty basic match. Pretty good. Nothing bad about the match. Very good stuff here. Ricky won with the spear and a Rochambeau for the victory.
That was a great spear, by the way.
Yeah. And so you want to see a great spear? Go watch Yota Tsuji's debut tonight. Earlier today. That was one of the best spears I've ever seen. But after the match ended, Jay jumped the barricade, started beating up Ricky. Ricky ended up getting the better of him, and then was about to give Jay the Rochambeau. And they rolled out to the ring and said, "Nope, we don't." Jay's like, "We don't deal with almost. We don't deal with that.
Deal with absolutes. Come on, it's right there for the taking.
Absolutes.
We don't deal in almost. We only deal in absolutes.
This is more build up to their eventual match at Double or Nothing, which I'm very excited.
Sign me up.
That's a show stealing type of match. But yeah, after this we had a little preview of like a recap of like the Hardy versus Firm match, which we're going to be getting on Rampage, which is at 6:30 again this week. Programming note.
Yeah, no, Stokely went off on Twitter, so we have a lot of Stokely tweets to cover before the main event. So let's just cover the.
Yep.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, before we get there,
we had the Rampage lineup.
I was about to say I saw some weird shit on. I just put in Rampage and I just saw something very, very weird.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay.
A lot of people like to post.
I just watched the guy's bottom. I just watched the guy's bottom getting impacted. So for Rampage, I don't know about that.
Did Tina Morella booking what?
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not about that, so I don't need to see that on my timeline ever again.
And Tina Morella's booking what now? Oh
my god!
AEW. Let me put AEW Rampage, not fucking Jesus Christ.
Okay, so
we have the firm deletion. We have Mark Briscoe versus Preston Vance. We're gonna have Jade in action, and we have Vikingo and the Lucha Bros versus QT, Solo, Aaron Solo, and Powerhouse Hobbs.
And then we have the Dynamite match. We have Orange
Kenny and
Cassidy taking
Moxley.
on
Garcia, national title.
Garcia for the international title.
Kenny and Moxley in the cage, and we're gonna have
We'll hear from FTR.
F50F from FTR.
Now, guys, before we hit that main event, it is time for yours, mine's favorite segment that I love doing here. Ever since Christian read off like the past week of tweets of Stokely. Let me switch over to the Be Right Back graphic, yours and mine's favorite graphic. I love this graphic so much with all my heart. It is the best thing. Sure. You guys can see it. Back. Okay, yeah, so you guys are gonna. Well, no, this already happened a while ago. I need to. I hate it just keeps on replaying. Okay, I don't need to play the sound for it. Oh, we got what is the craziest dick riding y'all ever seen? Got Isaiah moaning in Jeff Hardy's ear. Like, rapper has passed away. Matt Hardy's kids can't spell worth a shit. I spoke to my mom and told we will have a triple B to a big bulk bitch. See you Friday. That's right. And so Stokely, so after the tweet about Wembley selling 36,000 tickets, Stokely had mentioned everyone's gonna be losing their shit tomorrow when you announce me and Big Bill versus Goldberg for the buy-in, hitting a springboard run on him. It's gonna go crazy. And then you get this. Someone made the graphic. Someone put Stokely's head on. I'm assuming that is no, like Jordan. I don't know. Dude, the dude who cursed out Tony Khan before he left. Yeah, Gresham. That's like Gresham's body right there. He put he put Stokely's head onto Gresham's body. I'm assuming Stokely at Goldberg, all in Wembley. Stokely goes, why'd you tag this man? What, you don't want to fight him? Come on. Let's talk about the guy who got choked out in New York for fighting the police person, I think. I don't. That was really it. There wasn't much of it. Free Max B. That's who this is, right? Nope. Who the fuck's Max B then? Wait. And that's arrested. I'm so happy. I just hope that I miss Bio. I miss the old Bio so Oh wait, I realized I never showed a single tweet. I kept the be right back thing up the entire time. Oh well, who cares? Yeah, let me go bloop.
Darby Allin and Jungle Boy. If Darby Allin and Jungle Boy win, they are added to the main event of Double or Nothing.
Dessert.
But this match was so fucking good. The
Wait,
dynamic
but before that,
oh yes, absolutely. How can I forget? Yeah, there was a little backstage thing between Darby and Jungle Boy saying, "All right, it's time, baby, it's time." So Darby's like, he's like, "Let me go get my board." And then MJF gets in the room. He's like, "Listen, brother." He starts talking to Jungle Boy. He's like, "Listen, man to man, you could be the hand of the king. You could be the right hand man, dude. You could be side by side." He's like, Jungle Boy's like, "I don't want that. I want to beat your ass, and I want to take the title for myself. I want the crown."
It was you could be right next to the throne. He says, "I don't want to be next. I want the crown." And Darby comes in like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And MJF's like, "I'm in the fuck out of here. Fuck your partner, man."
And then Jungle Boy went to go give the fist bump to Darby. He's like, he didn't fucking oblige. So yeah, so they came out for the main event. There was a mixed version of Sammy and MJF's theme.
oh, that was fantastic.
Which was pretty funny.
Which was
they did this before when Jericho teamed with MJF back there in the inner circle.
Oh my
stuff.
god, that's right.
But the dynamic of this match was great. You had MJF and Sammy working together, cheating together, with the scarf, holding each other when Bryce kicked his arm off, to have them stop cheating and stuff like that. But yeah, this was great stuff here. And then there was a great spot where they both went for a dive, and then Sammy does the Fosbury flop, and then it just stops like, I'm not doing that shit. He gets back in the ring. They get going here, but then there was a point in the match where there was a miscommunication between Sammy and MJF. MJF starts verbally berating Sammy. Then he fucking slaps the shit out of him, and that's when you knew that was it. Because even before this, on Rampage, Ty gave a pep talk to Sammy, basically saying basically confirming like this guy's gonna screw this guy over in this match. So after he MJF slapped him, Sammy gave him a clean ass super kick. He nailed him, and Jungle Boy super kicked Sammy Guevara, and then hit him with his back elbow finish. But he wasn't the legal man. Darby was. So Jungle Boy went for the pin. Jungle Boy was pinning him. He didn't know Darby was the legal man. Darby fucking nailed Sammy with the coffin drop. He nailed Sammy with a coffin drop and pinned Sammy to win the match, adding Jungle Boy and Darby Allin, finally confirming that the main event of Double or Nothing will be the fatal four-way match for the AEW world title between the four pillars: Darby Allin, MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Jungle Boy.
Fun note from, I guess, this week's All Access, like the backstage confrontation or conversation with Sammy Guevara and Tony Khan. It's legit just Tony Khan talk about how he maps out.
Yeah.
Because Nick, former co-host until he gets settled wherever he can, and wherever he can fix up the schedule, and then Mike can be a viewer again. From viewer to co-host, insane stuff out here. But
this guy needed a job. He just got in here and just started working. I needed a job at Target. I just went there, started fucking working, bro.
It was like when it was like when Jimmy Wang Yang showed up back on Raw. Vince was like, "I fired you."
Dude, speaking of Jimmy Wang, it's Jimmy Wang Yang.
First and foremost, top 5 name of all time.
Yeah, his daughter. Actually, we actually have correspondence from a member of this podcast. But Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter and Funaki's son, they're training in the same wrestling school, and they're up and coming wrestlers. Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter, Gary, actually in Georgia, down there in Georgia, he just went to a indie show, and Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter was actually there. And he actually said, "Yeah, that's Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter." Before the news even came out that she started wrestling, I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." That's awesome. Like, all right, it's a little exclusive there. So gonna be down there working the indie scene in Georgia. But yeah, so officially the title match is set. between the four pillars. This, in my opinion, is the coolest main event, pay-per-view main event this company has ever done, because this is the first time ever that the main event of a pay-per-view is between all homegrown AEW talent. No ex-WWE, no guys from the outside. MJF, Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, all four homegrown talent. This is the coolest main event ever. And I can't wait for this match. This is going to be fucking incredible.
And now, just real quick, while it's still technically Bullet Club Day, it's very interesting. It's been 10 years since this.
Since old Prince Devitt.
Yeah, Prince Devitt. I'm very curious at what the state of wrestling would be without the Bullet Club.
Oh yeah, I mean the Bullet Club. There wouldn't be no AEW. There wouldn't be. I mean, there would be an alternative.
Like
simply put,
it's just like the
New Japan wouldn't have been. Yeah, New Japan wouldn't have been as hot as it was. I mean, this little hand signal in this club did a lot for this business, and just happy birthday to the Bullet Club. I mean, the names. It's like joining a fucking elusive list of people to be in that club.
It's essentially joining the elite. In more ways than one, it's joining the elite of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Because only sure, if you discount House of Torture, discount them, you got some amazing names that have come out of the Bullet Club.
I mean the
Kenny
Bullet
Omega.
I mean all the leaders. I mean all the leaders are big time fucking talents. You have Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Jay White. Now David Finlay, we're gonna have to see about him. I mean, even obviously also Cody Rhodes, Gallows and Anderson, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Hikuleo, Ace Austin, Chris Bay. I mean, Juice Robinson. I mean, so many. I mean, it's hard to make. The Young Bucks, Hangman Page, just so Adam Cole. There's so many. There is so many people who have joined the Bullet Club and has been successful due to the Bullet Club. It's just a really cool thing that wrestling is producing. Probably goes down as one of my favorite, if not my favorite faction ever, just due to its lineage and what it's done for the wrestling landscape. But anyway, I guess we can get to our wrestler of the week here.
Yeah, the wrestler of the week. I feel as though that I can't not give it to this person, but I'm gonna give it to
who?
Bandito.
Oh, Bandito.
Oh. Who the fuck do you guys?
No, your mic went out.
Yeah. All I heard, that's all I heard. I heard.
Mike, Mike, you're going next, because if you don't say who I think it is, then you're faking a fucking fraud.
That's a fucking sentence. Hurry up before I take it.
Yeah, going now.
How do I forget to think about this literally every single week?
Okay, you know what, Christian? You pick it. Come on, Christian.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I want to see. I want to see if he's a fake and a fraud.
I think I know where you're going here. My wrestler of the week, my girl, her.
You got off easy this time. You got off scot-free.
I might make this for my news.
All right, my wrestler of the week is a person who I've been excited for to return for a very, very long time. And he finally returned today at New Japan, and that is Yota Tsuji. Yeah, guy's going to be a major player in New Japan. He just joined LIJ. Guy's going to be big time in New Japan. And I can't wait to see him because he's most likely going to be in the G1. So, good stuff.
Yeah, once again, guys, we do also appreciate you all for watching. Go follow Sports Hit List, because we'll probably be back up on there soonish. I think the playoffs are rounding out.
Bro, what the hell?
Second round.
Summer Rae, I remember she tweeted out about the Jay White signing back at UBS, but we were in the arena, so we couldn't catch it. But she just tweeted out, "Great finish, great stories, excited for the main event." This bitch knows ball. She knows ball, bro. She knows ball. Imagine Summer Rae, WWE legend.
Remember when we all like?
Nah, she's not. She's valid. She's valid. She's valid. She's valid. She's valid. I love Summer Rae.
Oh, my homies love Summer Rae.
In my next life, she said, let's read her tweet. We need to have a segment for her. In my next life, I want to be a part of the Lucha Bros. That's it. That's the tweet. They're so fucking cool. I love this woman.
Since when did she become based all of a sudden?
I love Arn Anderson.
Who's she?
She's a wrestling fan. Heel BCC with the greater than symbol. Okay, this entrance is cold. The many men entrance. Wow, Jay White. I barely just turned on the TV. Let's fucking go. And then somebody commented, major blunder for WWE. And she goes, major. She's valid. She is so valid, bro. I love Summer Rae. Summer Rae, rest of the week, baby. Yes, so.
All right, guys, we thank you all for watching. Follow the Sports Hit List. Follow us here. Because I kind of would like to stay here a bit longer on our own platforms, but beggars can't be fucking choosers. Alright, guys, we thank you all for watching. We'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.